Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is the Tattoed Tarot and today we are going to be doing a reading on who are you in a parallel timeline or alternate reality, what you're getting up to, what are you like as a person, what's going for you, and we're going to get some messages from that person. So we have 3 piles to choose from today. We have pile number 1, Psst, Ahem, Hey You. We have pile number 2, Bazinga. And pile number 3, Livin Large. So take a second to decide which one that you would like to pick, and I will see you at your reading. Hello and welcome to your reading, pile number 1. If you chose the Psst, Ahem, Hey You card, this is going to be your reading on who are you in a parallel or alternate timeline, what are you doing, who are you as a person. So we're going to start off with the oracle and then we will pull some tarot, and at the end we will also get some letters and some charms. So who are you in a parallel or alternate timeline or reality? So some of this may resonate with you currently. They might be mirroring themes, but you also might be a completely different person. So we're just going to see what comes through. I'm going to be open to the energies. So straight off the bat, what I'm getting for you, pile number 1, is that there is this very calm, relaxing energy around you. There seems to be a lot of divine feminine energy here. We have the sisters of the seasons, cycles of growth, natural law, and divine order. We also have Gaia's garden and links to Mother Earth. So fruition, abundance, reaping what you sow. We also have the divine feminine energy here of the angel of love and the relationship harmony. So there's a lot of divine feminine energy here, even possibly Aphrodite. I'm getting lots of pale pastel pinks and pale greens. So this might not even be a realm or a reality that mirrors Earth. This could be some form of angelic reality. It could even be your higher self. And, you know, what Spirit is bringing forward for you today is us tapping into your higher self, because we do have divine order here as well. So it's giving Libra energy, it's giving Taurus, it's giving Venusian energy. And it's also giving the Justice card in Tarot. So you may really resonate with the Justice card in Tarot. Or you may be any of those signs in your sun, moon, or rising, but it's almost like this version of you is trying to get your attention. Perhaps you're like quite distracted a lot in your waking or current life, and this version of you, this person in your alternate or parallel reality, I feel like they are trying to communicate to you how good rest and rejuvenation would actually be for you. Perhaps this is someone who, perhaps you are a spiritual teacher, you could be a gardener, you could be a yoga teacher, I'm seeing for some of you, you could be a counsellor or a healer or a Reiki master. I am seeing that you might work with energies. I'm also seeing that you could be a herbalist, you could really love gardening or, working with herbs. I'm seeing like some like kitchen witch vibes. Again, we've got the fruition, abundance, and reaping what you sow. And there might be like a deep connection to Mother Earth and to trees. It's almost giving like fairy-like energy. And again, with sisters of the seasons here, cycles of growth, natural law, divine order. We've got all these divine feminine energies here, singing around the tree, really connecting to the roots of the Mother Earth. I do feel like you're very calm and grounded, and your life in this parallel timeline is very slow and restful and rejuvenative. So I don't know if you live a life like that now or you live quite a stressful life, but if you do live a stressful life and you're constantly coming and going, you in this reality, you're very calm, you're very grounded, you're very attuned to the natural laws of the universe, and also very naturally attuned to Mother Earth's frequency, or a frequency that is similar to Mother Earth. Wherever you are, whether it is an Earth timeline or not, I am seeing that you are connected to that planet or that realm's frequency, and you're almost at one with it here with the rest and rejuvenation card. It almost feels like, all these energies swirling around you, and you are at one with that. You might meditate a lot. You could also be some kind of spiritual teacher or guide, a monk or a nun or something of that nature. We have relationship harmony, Archangel Raguel. We angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. So I do feel like, in this alternate or parallel timeline, everything is quite harmonious for you. Disagreements are being balanced and resolved. And I feel like that version of you might be bringing forth some kind of karmic justice to you and some divine order to you. They're really trying to help you balance things out in your life for the better. So if you're going through a stressful period or, falling outs with people or things are just coming and going into your life, this version of you is really highlighting that there can be calm, and that you can live and breathe from a place of rest and rejuvenation, and that is possible because there's already a version of you living it. And maybe you think that there's no way I could live, like that. I'd love to live like this, but it's just not possible. This version of you is telling you that you can achieve that. This could even be a future version of yourself. We have the Angel of Love here. I do feel like you are in a relationship in this timeline, and I do feel like it's a very beautiful soulmate relationship, a soulmate connection, true love, unconditional love. And I feel like you are at just a very happy place in your life there. We got 17 and 18, so it's like following on. Things are moving forward at a nice steady pace, as they should. We're moving from the 17 to the 18. And then we've got 19 as well. So the 17, 18, 19, there's a lot of like synchronicity and moving forward. Even if you are in a period of rest and rejuvenation in this frequency, things are moving forward for you, and you're quite happy in your relationships and how things are progressing in your work life, your personal life, your home life. I feel like all areas of your life you've managed to get a good balance there. You've managed to get a really great divine balance. We have Archangel Raguel again. We have two cards with Archangel Raguel, so you might even be working heavily with the angels as well. You might do a lot of angel work, or you could actually even be an angel in the angel realm, doing some divine spiritual guidance work over there. And things are ticking along nicely, I'm hearing. Again, with that 17, 18 to 19, things aren't jumping up too quickly or too far ahead. It's going in order as it exactly should be. We have Archangel Raguel. Everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see the underlying order. So yeah, your life possibly might be mirroring as chaos right now, but there is divine order coming into that as well. So this could even be like a higher self version of you living in that frequency, in that timeline, and you're just really one and connected. And I did say I see a lot of pastel colors around you, and there is some pastel pinks here as well, particularly over the shoulders. For some of you, I am hearing as well, you might also feel like you get tapped on the shoulder a lot, and that might be that version of you going, Psst, ahem, hey you, like they're getting you to just stop a moment and look and pay attention. But again, there's a lot of pinks and greens around your aura. I've seen a lot of like open heart chakra energy. I do feel that you work from the heart chakra, or you live your life from the heart chakra. And everything that you do is with love and with divine connection, with harmony, with balance. It feels a very calm, soothing energy. It almost feels like a balm over you. And perhaps that version of you is trying to get your attention because they want you to experience some of this. They want you to go with the natural laws and the divine order. We do have divine order twice. So I do feel like you are possibly like an angel. Or it could be your higher self, like in another parallel timeline or something like that, because I have a lot of angel references here, and with a being with wings. We got the angel here, we've got the angel here, we've got the angel of love here, and even here the fairies have wings. Pretty much all of them have wings. So I do feel like you are a winged being, just surrounded by that light, the pale yellows, the greens, the pinks, and things are ticking along nicely, just as they should be. Everything's perfect, everything's great. You're living a great little life over there in the higher dimensions and higher frequencies. It does feel higher frequency compared to Earth, I will say that. Does feel a lot lighter and less dense, and like there's not as much stress there. There's not any war, or there's not any turbulence. It just feels like everything happening as it should be, everything nice and balanced, all is well, that kind of energy. So let's see if that version of you has a little message for you today with the tarot. Going on. We have the Nine of Wands, the Hermit, and the Tower. Yeah, so there might be a lot of chaotic energy in your current life right now. And this version of yourself is trying to bring you some of that balance, trying to bring you some of that calm, and saying that it is possible. There might have been a lot of chaotic moments where, you know, the world as you know it around you is crumbling. You're losing jobs, losing friendships, losing a relationship, things just falling apart right in front of you and crumbling, and you've almost had to go in on yourself. It's time for some solitude. It's time to really connect with yourself. That rest and rejuvenation goes really well with that Hermit energy. The Hermit energy is ruled by the number 9, and it's also ruled by Virgo. Now, the number 9 in numerology is a number of solitude and taking time to reflect. So I feel like this version of yourself is really calling you to reflect on the things in your life that just don't seem to be going that well, that are falling apart in front of you. And it's not because you are not worthy or that you do not deserve great things. It may be particularly a relationship here with the Angel of Love and the relationship harmony, but it is for your benefit, because whatever you had built with this person or whatever you had built for yourself, it wasn't meant for you, or maybe it was meant for an older version of you, but it could not hold the frequency that you were going into and the person that you were meant to be. So it was meant to fall apart so that you could recognize that the foundations that it was built on was never solid or stable to begin with, or it was never balanced, or it was never from a place of unconditional love to begin with. So you had to strip it back right to the bricks and the mortar at the beginning and rebuild your own kingdom in a way that serves you and your new frequency. This is you building your empire. But right now they are encouraging you to be in that hermit mode, to go and get the answers that you seek and learn the knowledge. You're learning the lessons right now that you need to learn. And it might be difficult and you might feel that you are alone, but there is many angels and there's many versions of you that is winning in life. And so that means that you can win too. We have the 9 of Wands here. The 9 of Wands becomes before the 10 of Wands of dropping a burden. And again, that 9 might be really being emphasized in your reality right now. You might be seeing 999, 99, or something of that nature. And the 9 of Wands talks about resilience. It talks about a final push. It talks about the final push and getting rid of things that no longer serve us or things that are burdening us. It's getting to that point where it's like, just hold on. It's not long now. It's nearly over. You're through the thick of it. You have to get to the eye of the storm. You have to go through the storm. And it's almost like you get past the thick of it now, and you're about to come into the eye of the storm where it's a lot more calmer, and you're coming back into yourself and really doing some inner reflection and inner work. You might be doing a lot of work on yourself, of healing and restoring, and again, Reiki work, meditation, therapy. You might be doing things like that for yourself to rebuild your empire in a way that suits you, that invites love in, and that allows you to love yourself. You know, doing the self-care and things like that is really going to help you in your reality today. And this version of you is saying it is possible. You know, there's a steady moving pace here, and things are happening in the divine order as they should be, following the natural laws. This is just a cycle of growth. It's a period of growth. And whilst it may be hard, you have to understand that it is in your best interest, and we can't always see it as for what it is at the beginning, but you know, eventually you will see the bigger picture of why it had to happen that way. And I know that's always such a cryptic message, and it frustrates people because they're like, well, I don't understand why it's happening to me. But it's because you are being gifted something better, something more balanced, and something more aligned with you. It's okay to be alone during this time and take that time to reflect. Perhaps you are forced to be alone, and you know, your friendships and relationships are crumbling because this new version of you is being stepped into. It's interesting that we do have the number 16 on this card that you picked. The 16, it does actually represent a Tower card as well. The Tower card is 16, and it talks about Phoenix energy, the rise and the birth, because people who are born on the 16th of the month, they're born under a karmic number. So 13, 16, 17 and 19, I believe, are karmic birthday numbers, and the number 16 does represent the phoenix, and it can be someone's ego constantly being bashed in life. You are constantly humbled by life and its experiences. I know this because I am also born on the 16th. As soon as you feel like you have your footing in the world, or you're doing something, it gets ripped apart, and you're just like, when will the lessons end? You know, when is it going to be my time to shine? But that will come in for you. That will come in, because what you are building is going to be solid and stable. The things that are falling apart are not meant for you, and they're only going to hinder you. And you don't want to waste time building a castle for it to fall down. It's better just to get the plaster out and get it rip it off early and get it done, and you know, then you'll get to see the fruits of your labor in the future once you've rebuilt this beautiful castle that is more aligned with you and your future frequency. So we're going to get some initials for you now. So this could be initials, states, places, or any words that you can make out of this. We have T, D, we have F, J, N, V, A. We have E, M. We have EMT. Emergency services and EMT, right? We have MF. We have Q and O. And B and Z. So if there's any words that you can make out of them, we have Jan. So that could be a name, or it could also be January, hinting at when things are, you know, going to start coming together for you, or something could have happened in January. I'm also seeing Emma. For some of you, I'm hearing the Emma mattress advert. You might have just been recently getting a new mattress, or again, that might be something that really helps you rest and rejuvenate. Really investing in a really nice new bed and mattress. That's a specific message, but you know, hey, it's coming through. What else do we have here? We have me, yeah. So really working and, you know, bringing the focus inwards onto you, onto yourself. What do we have here? We have Ted here as well. So that could be a person, or referencing some kind of teddy bear or something like that that you might have. Again, that could be very specific. We have ma'am. So for some of you here, you might be a mum and you might have responsibilities and your life's just constantly chaotic. And, you know, this version of you is saying that just remember to I know it's not always easy, but to take some time for you as well. And who are you without being a mother? Who are you as you, not just as a mum or as a girlfriend or as a wife or as a husband or, you know, anything like that. Whoever you are not just that title. You are also your own person. So really coming back to yourself and who you were before you were a parent. Or who you were before you were a carer for someone, or who you were before that relationship failed, and really coming back into yourself and finding yourself as well. What else do we have? We have fam, so that's kind of reminding me of like family. There could be some family issues going on right now, or again, feeling pulled to obligations within the family that cannot be avoided, or issues within the family. What else do we have here? We have job. Yeah, for some of you, this could be about a career change or a change of job. You might have lost your job for some of you. For some of you, you may have been made redundant. So that might have been a really stressful time for you. And I'm seeing dam as well. It's almost like the dam is overflowing. The emotions are being built up, and the dam's about to burst. And when that dam has burst, it's like a huge release. I'm seeing like a huge release of energy for you. So again, that could resonate as well. You might also be really mad at someone. So this backward is mad. You could be really, really angry at someone, specifically someone in the family. E.T. I kind of get an E.T. phone home. Sometimes you might feel like you just want to go home sometimes, or you feel alien or like an extraterrestrial, and perhaps you feel like people don't always understand you. I've got MJ, it's reminding me of like Spider-Man and Mary Jane. Also could be a smoking reference, you know, smoking the Mary Jane. Maybe you perhaps indulge in a little bit of the devil's lettuce. We have OB, so that could be an obstetrician. Is it obstetrician? So something in the medical field. I did have EMT and OB, so again, could be, you know, pursuing something in the paramedic industry, the hospital industry, doctor, anything along those lines in the medical field or the health service. I'm seeing fob, so like a keychain or a key fob. It can also be that you're feeling fobbed off. So you might feel palmed off, or like you've been passed around from parts, like you've been fobbed off by people, or people are not listening to you or taking your concern seriously. Perhaps some of you here have had some health issues that you feel like you haven't been taken seriously. So yeah, let's go with some final things here. Who are you? Or, you know, some final messages here So this could be about you in your current life or something from your parallel reality, only you will know. Please use discernment. We have wears jewelry. We have has wings. I did say that you are a winged being in this parallel reality. I do feel like it could be a higher self or a different version of you that is angelic. We have laugh. I do feel like this person, this guide, this alternate version of you may even like guide you at times or be like a spirit guide to you. They really want to make you laugh, and this alternate version of you really is having fun and having a laugh. And we have new person, so there might be a new person coming into your reality. But yeah, they really just want you to laugh, and they want you to find the light again. They want you to find the little things that make you laugh. We have grey eyes. So that could be you or this alternate version of you. Same love language. So you might have the same love languages over there. We have Pisces, very watery, very spiritual. That could be you in your sun, moon, or rising. We have restaurant or a bar. Perhaps you know someone who works here, or you could work at a restaurant or bar, or a new person is coming in and you meet them at a restaurant or a bar. We have small social circle. Again, yeah, really limiting who you are surrounding yourself with whilst you're in that hermit mode. We have dress as formal. So that could be you, or again, this alternate version of you. We have patient, yeah. And, this version of you is very patient, very loving, very kind, very wise, very tuned into the earth and the cycles. This would be the type of person that like follows the moon cycles to do certain rituals and has a lovely, easy, life, well, maybe not easy, but we have green flag. Yeah. I feel like everyone loves this version of you. Could even be like your highest self, again, the highest possible version of you. A really, truly compassionate, understanding person. You have small lips. And average height. So I hope that resonates for you at pile number 1. Hit the comment and drop a like down below to let me know what you'd like to see in your next reading. I hope this resonated. I hope you have a great morning, day, evening, whatever you are doing right now. And I shall see you at the next one. Bye. Hello everyone, and welcome to your reading. For those of you who picked pile number 2, the Bazinga card, we're going to start off with your oracle. We will then get some tarot messages about what this version of yourself would like you to know at this time, and then we will finish with some charms and initials. So it's going to be a really fun reading. Now, this could be a parallel or timeline or an alternate reality that mirrors Earth, but it could also be somewhere completely different. It doesn't have to be the earthly realm in a parallel timeline. It could be from another star system, or it could be a version of you in spirit. It could even be your higher self. It could be, a million different things. Think of how many times people make decisions and choices splinter off. So some of it may resonate with you as being you in this life, and it may be mirroring, or you might be a completely different person. So we're just going to be open today and see what comes through. Now, what was coming through for you is that you in this parallel life or alternate reality, you have really had to cultivate peace for yourself. So we've got Archangel Chamuel. Peace comes from remembering that only love is real. I do almost feel like you've had to fight for peace in this life, possibly in this life as well, but specifically in this alternate or parallel universe, this parallel timeline, because we have the Metal King here, discipline, armor, and boundaries. It does really feel like you've had to cut off people or cut off things and really cultivate peace for yourself. I feel like you've learned a lot of lessons in this lifetime, a lot of spiritual lessons, a lot of a lot of karmic lessons even. You might have incarnated with a big mission in terms of like you're breaking generational curses, or you've got a big spiritual mission. And even if you are not a spiritual person in this alternate reality or timeline, I do just feel like your character, if you will, has dealt with a lot of things where you've had to build armor, or you've had to cultivate discipline, or you've had to instill boundaries into your everyday life. life. There might also be an element here of being a little bit more closed off emotionally, and really having to, I feel like you might have been betrayed by people or hurt by people, or you might have had earlier childhood experiences, if you will, that have really hurt you in some kind of way, that have then triggered awakening or triggered heart healing, in terms of having to build your own strength here. And I feel like you do have a strong spirit team, whoever you are in this alternate timeline or parallel reality. And again, you've really had to cultivate that peace within yourself. You've had to build your own army. You've had to build your own peace. You've had to build your own home, kind of thing. Perhaps, even telling yourself that you are safe, that you are loved. You might have even had to go to therapy or do a lot of therapy work and things like that. But in the end, you do have a strong appreciation for the things and the challenges that you have been through, even if you are a soul that has been challenged in this timeline or in this reality. There is a great appreciation for what you've been able to get out of that experience and the strength that you now hold today. You could have Leo energy, again, in your sun, moon, or rising, or even in this timeline. But there's an element here of reflection and non-judgment. 44, the Lady of the Mirror. Again, really having to look at yourself in the mirror or through the eyes of others. Perhaps you act as a mirror to other people as one of your soul missions or one of your lessons in this timeline, and you almost reflect things back to other people, or they reflect things back to you, and in that there has been a lot of triggering, a lot of mirroring, a lot of healing. And this, I'm seeing as well, this alternate timeline or parallel reality may actually mirror quite closely to your current life. So if a lot of these themes or synchronicities sound familiar, it's because you are kind of living out a similar version of that in another timeline or in another reality, but you are cultivating strength and peace through that. And again, that appreciation comes through where you realize the seeds that you've sown grow these wonderful flowers in your garden, and ultimately lead you to do your life's work, and it's cultivating strength for you, and then you're mirroring that strength onto other people with non-judgment. I really do feel like you've had quite a few challenges or quite a few turning points, and it's almost like Bazinga, like you're always learning the lesson, you're always thinking of new ideas, you always get the lesson. So even if your life has been a little bit more of a struggle, or it feels like you kind of just had to fight a little bit harder to get where you are than the average person, or at least it feels that way, and you're like, why is it so difficult for me to have peace? Why is everything so difficult for me? But again, it's almost like Bazinga. That reminds me of like a thought-provoking moment, like the light bulb moment comes on. It's like you've come to a point now in your reality in this timeline where you understand the bigger picture. You understand why things have had to happen the way that they have had to happen, because ultimately it's led you to the person that you are today, of strength, of appreciation. And it's almost like you can look back at those experiences now with love and with a non-judgmental eye, with reflection, and really see that it was actually to build your stability all along with that 44. 4 is a number of stability in numerology. 4 represents, foundations. And if you think about it, a chair has 4 legs, a table has 4 legs. They are very stable objects, appliances, things like that. So it has built your foundation, and it's almost like a double whammy, that 44 there, that you are protected, that you are building a foundation, that you are building something solid, and that it was building you up all along into who you are meant to be. And this, you are safe, Archangel Michael. I am protecting you against lower energies and guarding you, your loved ones, and your home. So yeah, there might have been violations in the past regarding loved ones, regarding your home. Protecting yourself against lower energies. People may have just taken from you or been energy vampires or drained you of your life force, and you've really chosen yourself and you've chosen at peace. You may be a little bit more closed off or a little bit more of a lone wolf in this timeline or in this alternate reality, but again, I don't feel like that's forever. It's just a period of your life. You are still gonna, with your new frequency, with the things that you've learnt with this Bazinga, you are going to be attracting in new people that match your frequency and that can actually match your wavelength. Again, and it's almost like you're looking at people through a non-judgment eye. The people that have wronged you, you've healed that now. You don't look at them with judgment. You look at them through the eyes of love, and even maybe pity, I guess, for the people that have wronged you. But there's almost this like understanding of, well, that's just them as a person, because you might be someone who can really look at people and understand why they are the way that they are. Like, oh, well, they have that attachment wound because they went through that as a child, so that made them like that, which made them behave the way that they did with me. And so you can't really hate them, and you can't really have that resentment, because you just understand, well, that is the way that it is, and it's up to them to heal that. And I think that's a really beautiful thing. And I do feel like you are more clear in your boundaries in this timeline. You're not afraid to let things go anymore. She's kind of like letting go of the bird there, like, go on, fly away. You're not afraid to let things go, because what's meant to be will come back round to you. So let's see if this version of yourself has any messages for you. See, we have the Four of Swords. Yes, it's a time of rest, of building foundations. Don't want to take that. Oh. We have the Knight of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. So yeah, it's really a time of rest now, of healing. Again, the Four talks about stability, it talks about foundations, and you see that, the person depicted on this card is just really tired and needing a rest right now. It's almost like you have to rest. It's a period of stillness, it's a period of slowing down. It's a period of looking within the Knight of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, because I do really feel like you are cultivating your own inner abundance and own inner independence as well. So you might be feeling quite alone right now, or you could be feeling in solitude. Number 9s are about solitude. They are typically represented by the Hermit in tarot, and the Hermit is someone who goes on a journey, and he is learning his lessons, and he is ultimately shining a light for other people, even though if he doesn't realize he's doing it, he's just going through the cave with his lantern, and he's learning all the lessons, and he's gaining all the wisdom along the way. Again, the Bazinga, almost like these ideas or these theories or these things that he's learning about himself and about the world and about other people, and he's soaking up all this knowledge and wisdom, and then he lights that path for other people. But it can talk about that lone journey where you feel like you have to have been closed off from people. So there could be a lot of healing in this timeline or in this parallel reality, where it's almost like you've gone to therapy and you've done the work on yourself, and now you understand to learn about other people, and without those lessons or experiences, you wouldn't have known that before. So it's almost like it is necessary to get onto your journey of your Nine of Pentacles. I mean, I'm seeing that you are cultivating more independence for yourself, more strength for yourself. Perhaps you have dealt with codependent people in the past, or people sucking the life out of you, sucking the finances out of you, or draining you of your energy. And now you get to cultivate the things that you want and go towards the things that you want. And again, that Nine of Pentacles, it talks about abundance and wealth. So I feel like you are going to be living comfortably soon in your finances and cultivating that for yourself. Any personal goals that you may be wanting to achieve financially, you are going to achieve them. But now it's just a period of rest and reflection. And again, that Lady of the Mirror might be, it's a time to reflect now. It's time to rest. It's time to really spend some time doing the inner work. This is kind of similar to pile number 1. So only, go ahead and look at pile number 1 if you feel drawn to it. It's similar, but it is different. But I am seeing that you are going to achieve financial independence, and I am seeing that if you do have a goal of being self-employed, that is going to go well for you. But there has to be some time of rest and just stopping a little bit, a minute, cultivating that peace within yourself, gaining up that strength. And also, there's a theme here of like gratuity as well, and being grateful. And just really taking a moment to stop and appreciate how far you've come as well on your journey, and the things that you have, like the version of you 5 years ago is completely different to the version that you are today. And actually there's things that you've achieved today that you wanted to do 5 years ago, and you might not have stopped to really truly appreciate the things that you've cultivated for yourself. Like, for example, you might have always wanted a specific job, and you're like, wow, 5 years ago I really wanted that job, and I'm doing the things that I wanted 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or I'm achieving the things that I wanted to do as a child. You know, it's almost like a period of rest and reflection now. It's time to look back and, you know, see how far you've really come, because you might not even be acknowledging how far you've actually really come. Yeah, you know. So let's have a look at some letters for you. These could be initials, or we will see if we can make any words out of them. It could be states or places, anything like that. So we have A, M, L, Q. We have D, P, B, W. We have an and. We have K. We have G, D. We have X, V. We have J, S. We have two N's, so it could be double letters. We have N, G. So double N's, double G's. I'm also seeing someone may have or drive a BMW. Or, you know, you may be thinking about getting a car or something to do with a car. I'm seeing BA as like British Airways. Someone here may work for British Airways or some kind of travel company or line, or air hostess, something like that. What else am I seeing, please, Spirit? We have bag. It's kind of making me think like, get that bag, get that coin. There is going to be something coming through to you within abundance or self-employment, or with your work, or something to do with your career goals. Let's see. Yeah, because I'm seeing like GBP, the Great British Pound. Yeah, so it could be like investments coming in, or self-employment goals, or career goals. I don't know any like American state codes, so if there's any there, you know, take them for my American friends and family. We have we have bad. Yeah, it's like clearing out everything that's bad for you. You know, really taking a moment to reflect. Perhaps you have been through some bad or negative experiences, and it's kind of like you're seeing the fruits and the labour that has led to now, and the path and the journey that it's put you on. We have dad here as well. So someone here may be a father figure, or it could be referencing a dad that is crossed over in spirit, or something to do with this situation, perhaps investing with a dad, or in something very specific like that for some of you. I'm seeing pad as in like a house, like a house pad kind of thing. So if some of you here are trying to get a house, it almost feels like penthouse, like pad, like this is my pad. It's a very strange way of saying house, but yeah, I am seeing that. Or even like paddy. I don't have a Y, but I'm seeing paddy. So it could be Irish references, or a name. So that's all I am seeing for that. Let's get you some final messages here. These are very specific, so it could be about you in this timeline or you in another timeline. So we have loves art. Could be you again, or the version of you. We have female, or in the divine feminine. We have angular features. Maybe someone has a strong jaw. We have introvert. Yeah, I do feel like you might be more introverted in this timeline. 45 to 50, that could represent an age, a number of weeks, a number of months, or how old you are in that timeline. We have glossy hair. I am seeing glossy dark hair, mainly browns or black even. We have calloused hands. So again, if you love art or music or anything like that, you could actually have calloused hands from like painting, drawing, you know, playing music. We have friends first. So yeah, I feel like it's your trust is very important. It's very hard to build your trust. So in timelines where you're in connections with people, you are always friends with them first, or maybe that's how you are in this timeline. We have owns a car. I did say about a BMW, so maybe you have a BMW in that timeline. We have you already know this person. Okay, interesting. So there might be someone that they're referencing now. Oh, this is from a thing that says muscular build, but you can't see it because it's been cut off. But yeah, you might have a muscular build. Again, there's like a reference there of armor. We have male, so we've got male and female coming in. Maybe you are a different gender. We have work orientated, very grounded into, you know, the work of the earth. We have buzz cut. So there's mixing things coming through here. Farming / gardening. Could be referencing someone in your life as well right now. We have musical instrument. I did say with the art, it could be that if they've got calloused hands, it's because they play a musical instrument, or you do in this reality. We have sharp, clean profile. Again, we do have angular features as well, so it's like, I just feel like you are male for a lot of you. We have Netflix and chill. Perhaps that's what you like doing, or that version of you does. Have a version of that in their timeline. We have brown eyes. The hair feels brown or dark, especially on all of the cards here. We have church. We have soft skin. So we got soft skin but calloused hands. We have rock, metal or grunge. Maybe a little bit more of a rocker type, eh? And we have number synchronicities. Yeah, so you might see a lot of number synchronicities. So that is your reading for you, pile number 2. I really hope that you enjoyed that. Hit the like and drop a comment down below what you would like to see in the next reading. I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, day, evening, whatever it is you're doing and wherever you are in the world. And I shall see you at the next one. Bye. Hello and welcome to your reading, pile number 3. Those of you who picked the Livin Large card. Today is going to be a reading on who are you and what are you doing, what are you like in a parallel timeline or alternate reality. Now I will say it might not be an alternate reality or a timeline where you are directly mirroring Earth. You could be in an angelic timeline, you could be in another star system like Pleiades or Lyra or Sirius or something like that. It could even be a version of your higher self that is, you know, coming in, that has come through in one of the piles. So we're just going to be open-minded and see what comes through. You may find that some of the experiences are very similar to your current timeline and the life that you are living and almost mirroring the experiences, or it may be something completely different, but let's keep our minds open and see what comes through for you. So you guys, I will say, is the most interesting energy. Don't tell the other piles I said that, and if you've come from the other piles, I'm sorry, but yeah, it feels like you are actually living at large. I mean, I know you picked that card and it is kind of a little bit random what's on the front, you know, for the pick a pile card readings, but you were drawn to it for a reason. It does kind of feel like your energy is very vivacious, I want to say. It's very large, it's very experimental, it's very adventurous. And I don't know if you are like that in your current timeline, but I'm telling you, in this alternate or parallel reality, you are living large. It almost feels like you are the life of the party. You have a lot of fire energy to you in this timeline, so Leo, Sagittarius or Aries. So if you had a birth chart in that timeline, you might be a fire sign because it's giving Sagittarius mainly. It's also giving a little bit of Leo's flair. It's giving Aries impulsiveness. And it's giving Aquarius as out of this world kind of experimental kind of energy. It feels that you might be quite popular or well known. So possibly, you know, a celebrity or possibly someone who's well known in your community. At the very least, you know, that you are someone in your area or your community that people know of you. you. Like, people cannot miss your energy because it is like literally so bright and bold and fiery and in your face, in a good way, of course, that people cannot miss you, because it's like, even if you walk into a room, your presence is known, your presence is like there. You know, it's very in your face, like you cannot miss it. I am seeing that you are someone who is quite bold, quite self-assured. With that daughter value, again, we do have the money on here. So it could be that you recognize and know your value. You're very self-assured, very secure in yourself. And it's not done in an arrogant or an egotistical way. I do feel like you are... I feel like you are, you know, humble, but I do feel like sometimes maybe your ego does get a little bit of the better of you. You might live more from the root chakra and the sacral chakra than any other chakra. You're on a journey. You're on a journey of life, so you could really like enjoy traveling, or again, it can talk about metaphorically, you are on a journey and learning more about you and the things that you love through experiences, through these like extroverted experiences. So you might learn about yourself through like traveling the world, or you're learning about yourself through being on the stage through the eyes of others. You are on this like metaphorical and physical journey. I do feel like the type of person you are in this timeline or alternate reality is like, you're not afraid to clear out your space. You're not afraid to get rid of anything that no longer serves you. You might be a little bit of a rule bender or a rule breaker in terms of like, you always seem to find the loopholes in things. We have the map maker of destiny here. Authentic purpose, inspiration, free will. It's almost like people are inspired about you because you are yourself. Like, your life and your purpose is to be yourself, and that's why it is so bold, that's why it is so bright, that's why it is so unmistakable to other people, and that's why you are living large, that's why you are well known and in the spotlight in some kind of way, because it's your free will and your authenticity that inspires others to live in their own authenticity, and it inspires them to live from their own free will. And it's almost like you're not afraid to be yourself. You really are the person who you want to be. We have the Ice Queen here, ideas preserved, non-action or entitlement. So there might be times where you are a little bit more dramatic or a little bit more stroppy, but I don't think that you're like that all the time. I do just think that sometimes your ego or your impulsiveness might get the better of you at times. But I don't feel like you're a horrible or nasty person or anything like that. I just feel like you have so much life to give and you're living it large. So people might sometimes perceive you as a little bit facetious or a little bit, what's the word, like stuck up or a little bit vain. But I don't actually think you're like that. I do just think that you are yourself. So anyone that you are triggering, it is just a reflection of them and their jealousy or their wish that they could be like that as well, that they could be fully themselves. I feel like you kind of live your own path. You live off the beaten path. You create your own reality. You create your own destiny. You might have like your hands in a lot of different pies kind of thing. You might have... I don't want to say like you'd have ADHD. I mean, you might do, but it's given that kind of energy where I know I have ADHD myself. So, you know, like when you start projects, but then you don't quite finish them, but then you move on to another hobby. It's kind of giving that vibe. Like you have your hands in many different pots. Always trying new things. Like you're the type of person in this timeline or alternate reality where you're like, I've at least got to try it once, right? Like I'll try anything once and give it a go. Like don't knock it till you try it. Again, with the ideas preserved, I do actually think that you're very intelligent. I think that you're very quick-witted. I think that you are actually very sharp. I think that you make people laugh a lot. I think that you have a sharp tongue. I think that you can be sarcastic and that you like to joke a lot, sometimes even at your own expense, and you're all right making a bit of a fool of yourself and a little bit silly. It's not done in a cringy way. You genuinely do light up the room when you walk into it, and I do feel like people look towards you like... They look towards you for hope and a ray of light because they see how you have transformed in your life, and that it, maybe even as chaotic as your life is at times, that all is well and that things work out for you. We have everything is happening exactly as it is supposed to. With hidden blessings you will soon understand. There's almost a bit of a method to your madness, and people don't quite get it, like she's so chaotic or he's so chaotic. Like, How do they ever get anything done? How do they have all this success? And it is just because you are yourself. You are the map maker of your own destiny, and you're not afraid. You're very adaptable, very flexible. You're not afraid to like clear your space or move to different things or move to a completely different city, or you can be quite impulsive like that, but it always seems to work out in your favor, even if it seems like a terrible idea. Like someone might say to you, why would you want to move across the country with £100 in your bank account? That's just ridiculous. How are you going to find a job? How are you going to do that? That's not realistic. That's not rational. But you follow your heart and you know what you're worth. So if something is not serving you, you're not afraid to walk away from it and just completely take a chance on something. You are a little bit more rebellious, a little bit more of a gambler in this parallel life. And again, you are on this journey, whether metaphorical or physical. So you might travel a lot. You might move homes a lot. You might just be a bit of like a nomad spiritually. What else am I getting? You might even be like a writer. You might do a lot of like freelance work. I am seeing like writing here as well. What else am I seeing? Again, I'm seeing like entertainment industry or like stage work or something, because we do have the red curtain. So you could even be into like theatre or like dramatics and things like that, like theatre, West End, you know, that kind of vibe. You could even be into like acting, singing, something quite expressive of the soul. And I'm seeing you like traveling around and going to a lot of different places. So again, whatever your services is that you offer, you might be going around and visiting lots of different countries or lots of different towns and cities. Again, if you were a writer, you might be doing book signings. If you're a singer, you might be doing shows. If you're into acting, you're being played on a lot of TVs around the world. It's like people know of you, at the very least in your community. Like you're a huge light in the community that you are in and that you serve. There is definitely like a nomad energy to you, but like you're very smart, so it's like people might just take you at face value, but then they're really shocked when they find out how intelligent you actually are. How, you know, they think that you're just playing, or you're being silly, or you're being a fool, or you're being a jester, you're being a joker, you know, the class clown. But then when they get underneath those layers, they realize how actually so much of life is coming from your mind and how you view the world, and how you view the world is very beautiful. Like I feel like you do actually have a very beautiful mind. It's not all just for show, right? It's not just all for show. You do have a lot of depth to you. You might be living large, but it's because of how your mind is and how beautiful and the way that you see life that lets you live large, like taking the opportunities and the things that you've been through in this timeline. You cultivate your own path of your own free will and your own making, and you know that. And I feel like you do actually have a lot of hidden knowledge and things like that, that allows you to live your authentic truth and that your authentic purpose. Like you might be really big into philosophy or psychology or spirituality underneath it all, but people wouldn't expect that of you. People might think that you're actually quite closed off, or maybe even a little bit stuck up at times. Maybe you get that in this lifetime too, because maybe your ideas are preserved. Again, they could be written down, but you don't always show that side of yourself to people. Perhaps out of your own wounds or things from this timeline in your past. Or perhaps people always feel entitled to your energy. There's an element here of like people trying to grab onto your energy and non-action. So you might not always like let that side of yourself be known. But when you do really open up, it's like, wow, this person doesn't just have a beautiful energy, they have a beautiful soul too. They don't just have a beautiful body, they have a beautiful mind, that kind of thing. And it's almost like, you know, it's gold, you're worth a lot. You may have had people try and take advantage of you in the past, and it's almost like, no, you're a little bit more purposeful with the way that you move and intentional in this timeline, because you've learned that people can take advantage of that. So, yeah. We have get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you, and use feng shui. Yeah, you're not afraid to like clear the crap out of your life and the things that are no longer serving you, whether it's people, places. So let's see if that version of you has a message for you today. We have the star, yeah. It's giving, you know, Aquarius energy. It's like you are the star of the show. We have the Eight of Cups. Yeah, don't be afraid to walk away from things that no longer serve you. And we have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, this is really fitting for your, from the person from this timeline. That Ace of Wands, you know, new creative ideas, taking chances on things. You might be someone in this lifetime or this timeline who you maybe doubt yourself a little bit, or you doubt your own value at times because people maybe have said things about you or done things to you, and you know this version of you is like, just go for it. Like, what's the worst that could happen? Don't be afraid to walk away from things that are no longer serving you, especially emotionally. If things aren't emotionally fulfilling you, then don't be afraid to take a new path and to take a chance on something new, because you might not know where it leads. It might even lead to your own rising in this life. That star energy, even if it's a bit out there, it's just because you are ahead of your time. And I do feel like you are ahead of your time, and you've got all these amazing ideas, but sometimes you might not know how to ground them or how to act on them, because the Ace of Wands is the spark of life. It's a spark of an idea. It's a fire energy, and it can be impulsive and quick, and if you don't ground that energy, the idea can, you know, leave as fast as it comes. So I do feel like this version of you is saying that you are destined for greatness. Maybe you are meant to be well known. Maybe you are meant to put your work out there. Maybe you are meant to do something with these amazing ideas that you've got. But you might still be holding on to things from the past with this Eight of Cups here. There might still be things that you are emotionally wrapping up with karmically, or lessons, or with other people, or that's tied to friendships or relationships. So you still might be going through that period of walking away from things that no longer serve you into your new chapter. But this version of you is highly encouraging that, because they are saying that you will be the star of your own show. You're going to really step into yourself and your truth and your authenticity, and almost like you're going to be like a mirrored version of them. And it's almost like you are stepping into that. You know, the star as well, people look up to the sky. It's almost like people are going to look up to you for your wisdom, for your knowledge, for your ideas, for your creativity. I do feel like you actually are a highly creative person, but you might even stifle your own creativity at times. You might be on this journey as well yourself. It might be a spiritual journey, a physical journey, or a journey of just like transforming or transmuting any kind of current wounds here. Clearing out I feel like you're clearing out old space at the minute. You know, clearing out things that no longer serve you, getting rid of clutter in your home, clearing out the energy around you, using feng shui to invite things back into your energy spaces. And again, walking away from people, things, places, situations that no longer serve you. As soon as you drop those cups and walk away from what is no longer serving you and drop that baggage, you are going to be the star of your own show, because you are going to be able to rise, because you're going to have that weight lifted off of you. You're going to be that star in the sky that people look to for inspiration. Again, we have you're an inspiration in this timeline, and you'll be able to live your authentic purpose and truth, even if it is a bit loud, even if it is a bit large or loud, or even a little bit strange to some people. It is authentic, and that is what attracts the attention, because it's true to you and true to your vibration, and it's almost inspirational to other people so that they can follow that path as well. It's almost like you're the trailblazer, even if it seems a little bit rebellious or a little bit daring. You know, people fear that which they do not understand, and it might be a little bit out there, or a little bit unknown, or a little bit something that's never really, your world hasn't had it before. Or it's not something that you've done before, but it will lead to your uprising, it will lead to your destiny, it will lead you to your purpose, and you will be an inspiration to other people. You might just be a little bit ahead of your time. So let's get some initials or words for you. We have VN, a voice note, G, D. You might be sending or receiving a lot of voice notes right now. We have PI, we have QZ, TF, WS, NB. We have J and we have L. So let's have a look. We don't have many vowels here, so it might be very hard to make a word here, but it could be, you know, an initial or an abbreviation for something. I only have an I. So we have pin, Could be related to a PIN number or some kind of like secret code. Like you've got that code within you to unlock it. You're the only one that can unlock it. I'm seeing win as well. Like you are going to be winning at life, or you're going to have many wins. Yeah, we're going to have many wins. I'm seeing Quebec, like QB, Quebec. What have we got? Like Liv. Could be short for Olivia or Liv. But again, I'm kind of seeing it as like if there was an E on the end, they would be like, live your life, do it, be authentic to yourself. We have PT, so personal trainer. Perhaps you are having a personal trainer or you're thinking about being a personal trainer. We have TV. Yeah, you might be someone who's like on the TV, or you're going to be on the TV. Like you're known for something. And it's going to be very fruitful for you. I feel like whatever hopes and dreams you have, like whatever your aspirations financially, you are going to be able to achieve them. So if you're daydreaming about your future home and you think, oh, I could never have that, they're saying that you are. Oh, I could never have that kind of generational wealth. It is within you. I feel like lid, but you're the one that's putting a lid on it. You're the one that's stopping yourself or sabotaging yourself at times. Bid. Sometimes you got to take a gamble. There might be like many bids on something, so bidding on a house or a bidding war. Or also bidding on yourself. Like taking a chance on yourself. We have gin. Maybe this version of you likes to drink gin, who knows? Could also be short for like Ginny. I just saw this DB and I instantly heard Doberman. So you might have a Doberman dog in this timeline, or you might have a dog in this timeline. I'm not really seeing much else. Again, I only have the I here as the only vowel, so it's kind of hard to make letters. But if you see anything else that is standing out to you, then take that as a message, as your own intuition and your own conversation. I am seeing like gin is in like that and is in sin. So I feel like, I don't know, for some of you, the work that you do, it might be seen as like sinful or like a gin or like, oh, that's negative spirits, that's negative energy. They're like, just don't listen to that, Pete. Just don't listen to that. just don't. Just don't listen to that. It's a crock of shit, I just heard. It's a crock of shit. We have big as well. Like, yeah, you're going to make it big. Or you have big energy. Livin Large. You've got really large energy. You've got a really huge aura. I'm hearing Ziggy. Ziggy could be a dog's name. Or Ziggs. I'm seeing it as like Ziggy. Is it Ziggy roll-ups? Like they're a form of like smoking or something. Yeah. Pig. maybe you really want a pet pig. or Instagram as well. Instagram. You might be like famous on Instagram or something like that, or on the TV. There is something here about a social media presence. So let's go ahead and get your final messages. Oops, what have I just thrown somewhere? Don't know. So this could be about you in this timeline, or it could also be about this person in this timeline. So it's a very specific. So just take what resonates, leave what doesn't. We have big foodie. Could be big into your food, your meals, your cooking, TV, cooking show. We have dresses, functional. So it's not formal, it's functional. It serves the purpose. Maybe quite a bit more relaxed. We have autumn. Could be autumn in the timeline where you are now, or something is coming in for you in autumn. We have elves/tree. Maybe going out and connecting with nature. There's some elves or fairies that want to connect with you now during this time. And again, giving you those creative ideas. And it gives that kind of like cheeky energy. That's kind of like you. You're a little bit cheeky. We've got Libra. You're vivacious, I heard. It's giving like drag queen energy. Like, yes. Live your best life. We have dating app. Maybe you are on the dating apps, or you're meeting someone from a dating app soon, or talking to someone. We have hazel eyes. We have different love language. Perhaps you and this person have like different love languages. Like you are very similar, but also a little bit different. Perhaps, or perhaps the person that you are meeting from this dating app has a different love language to you. Your soulmate. We have ego. Yeah, I do feel like you've had your ego bashed quite a few times. You've had to remain humble. Sometimes, you know, sometimes we've got to bring you back down to earth, but that's all right. We have glossy hair. Sometimes, yeah, I feel like you've had to have a lot of lessons with the ego. Perhaps in this timeline or this lifetime, you are learning lessons of the ego and how to transcend the ego. We have male. So it could be you're more in your divine masculine energy. Average build. Perhaps you just have a big ego because, again, we have blue eyes. So we've got blue eyes and hazel eyes. Could be the difference between you in this life and you in the timeline or the other parallel life. We have male again twice. So again, you could be just more in your divine masculine energy where you are chasing rather than attracting. You are, you know, going after things. You are being the breadwinner. You are a little bit more grounded, a little bit more functional, a little bit more... yeah, you go after things and you chase them, which is divine masculine energy. So it doesn't mean that you are a male necessarily, but it just means that you are more in your divine masculine of going out there, putting yourself out there. You're not in your receptive feminine energy, although you do have the creativity of that. But I don't feel like you sit back and relax and let things come to you. I feel like you go out and chase. You actively go out and seek. You are a seeker. In this life. And again, Libra. A Libra as well is very Venusian, very beautiful. I do feel like you are very beautiful. Like mind, body and soul kind of beautiful. Like you've got the full package. Yeah. Right, that is all that I have for you, pile number 3. I really hope that you enjoyed that reading. Hit the like and drop a comment down below what you'd like to see in the next one. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whatever you are doing. And wherever you are in the world right now, I shall see you on the next one. Bye.